How are you doing today? Fix my shirt. How is everyone today? Chosen ones. How is everyone doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Getting all my stuff here. Hello, who is it? Who's in here? Who's in here? Come on in, chosen ones. How are you all doing? Come on in. I'm waiting for you all to come in. I see a few people popping on up in here. Y'all coming through. Hi, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Trying to get hey, Takesha. How are you doing, Takesha? I hope all is well with you, hon. Where are my napkins? Listen, we all know this saying, misery loves company. You hear me? Misery loves company. And it's true. It's very true. And we have to be wise and vigilant, especially now in these times. You know, we have to be wise and vigilant and not allow and not take the bait. We can't take the bait of Satan. Right? I am well, Deborah. I am well, honey. Listen, we can't allow Satan and his little minions and the bait that he uses to get to the chosen ones. And I mean this. We cannot allow, because sometimes we get so caught up. Excuse me. Sometimes we get so caught up in, life and the normacy of things that we forget what we're dealing with is spiritual. All this spiritual talk I talk on this channel, I still have to remind myself that what I'm dealing with is really not flesh and blood. The spirits and the attitudes and people, we're not fighting flesh and blood. I have to remind myself of that. So when I say misery loves company, this is what I'm talking about. When people are not willing to do the work on themselves, when people are not willing to do the spiritual work, when they are not willing to do the work that it takes to get them, because people don't want the things of God. We got to be honest. We got to be honest. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. People don't want the things of God. They want to do things their way. They want to do things how they see fit. People don't want to sacrifice anything. We want what we want. We want the things of our flesh. We want to satisfy our lust, right? That's what we want. We don't want the things of God. And when you, as an individual, start moving, not saying that you're perfect, see, that's where we have to stop allowing people to use this I'm not perfect for justification to stay in their foolishness. No, I'm not talking about that. That's not what we're going to talk about today. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking to the chosen ones. And I want to encourage us as the chosen. Whenever we And people see us doing the work on ourselves. They see us doing the spiritual work. They see us getting up, praying, journaling. They see us trying to, not trying, doing what's right, walking in what's right. When they see us doing that, the spirits and them, the evil spirits and them tend to get jealous because they're too prideful to repent. They're too prideful to do the work. But little old you come along and you're just trying to do what's right. God is calling you to try to do what's right. Do at least the bare minimum. You're trying. And there goes Satan with his minions. Folks giving you attitude. Folks just, gossiping. Gossiping. Turning people against you. Plotting and planning behind your back. And the reason I want to come and talk to you all about this topic, because see, like I told you all, we're not dealing with the natural things. People are straight up out here being wicked spiritually. Because see, people know if they can't harm you naturally, now they're working in the spirit realm. They're dealing with darkness. Because see, they know if they harm you naturally, they can go to jail, they can go to prison, some type of retaliation could happen. Now they're so miserable, they're paying people to harm you spiritually. This is why you got to pray. This is why I come tell you all. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection, and we're not going to talk about that. What I am saying is we got to learn how to repent, ask God for forgiveness, right? We forgive those who hurt us. We ask for forgiveness, because people are straight out here because they can't touch you naturally anymore. They're straight up out here paying people to harm you spiritually. This is why prayer is so important. This is why fasting is so important. This is why you paying attention. You paying attention to those things around you, what's going on around you, the behaviors of people, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. So, misery loves company. If people see that you, the chosen one, you're in peace, you're just trying to get yourself together, get your house in order, get your finances in order, you're just trying to make sure that you could be self-sufficient in these times. Folks don't want that for you. Folks, you got people out here want to see you struggle. They want to see you struggle. But even in your struggles as the chosen one, even in your struggles if you're homeless, is not the be all end all. Even if you're homeless, that don't take away that you're not chosen. God will still provide for you. He will still provide. Homeless is just that. You homeless. You just don't have a home, a house. That don't take away your power. That don't remove your gift. That shouldn't remove your confidence. You may feel shame for a little bit. You may feel uneasy and shame or embarrassed for a moment. But you have to focus on what God is providing. Did he give you temporary shelter? Did he provide food for you to eat that day? Because believe it or not, I believe most people are going to experience some type of homelessness in these last days. Something is going to happen. Most people just one paycheck away anyways from being out the door. I never judge anyone's situation of how they got there, tell them what they should have and could have did, because I know how difficult things could get. You never know a person's situation. Because one thing I know for sure, especially the times we living in, be careful how you treat people. Because you may end up seeing some of these same people that you look down on. You may see them same people But what I want to talk about is this spiritual piece. People are so miserable that they can't get to you in the physical and the natural. They're paying people to try to harm you in the spirit realm. And it's not going to work. You got to pay attention. Can you all hear me? Because my phone was ringing, so sometimes it'll kick me off. Let me know if you can hear me. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, thank you. Because my phone was ringing and sometimes it'll kick the voice off. But yes. Yes. They are very wicked, Takesha. But people are turning to that. People are turning to that because it's easier. It's like a sneaky coward way to get to somebody without really getting to them, if you know what I mean. Cowards always operate in darkness. Cowards and miserable people always operate in darkness. They do. They operate in darkness. They're sneaky. They're deceitful. Hey, Dion, they're deceitful. Yes, that's why we must. Yes, that's why we can't be distracted. You can't always be distracted with your phone. distracted with television, distracted before you go to bed. You're so, caught up on your TV and whatever else. You can't even pay attention to what's going on spiritually around you. Oh yes, the devil get into them pretty purpose. Them are the ones he used now, because see, he can't use strangers anymore. Yes, he's getting into your the ones around you. He's getting into your loved ones and your children. Look, he's getting into your children. He's getting into your children. And y'all have to be ready for this. That's why you have to, and you can't abandon your children. And you can't, looking at Amazon, taking something to my door. You can't abandon your children, but that's why you have to pray. You have to pray in the spirit. And come against these spirits. Even help us, because it's not easy. It's not easy for parents. Especially now, listen, if you're a parent in these times here, we need each other. We need to pray for each other. We need to pray for each other, because the Bible is fulfilling itself. Children are not respecting parents. They have no fear and no respect for parents anymore. They don't care. They don't even know what that is, some of these children. If you are a parent, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for us. So we gonna have to pray, whether you want to or not. If you want to survive, you better get your relationship with the Most High. If you want to survive mentally and spiritually, because we're up against some dark times coming, and this is not to be, because you shouldn't be in fear. I don't live in fear. I don't live in fear, but I do speak truth. One thing I would not do is live in fear. Oh yes, pretty purpose. I regret giving my son a phone. Yes, I really do, because these things are addictive. They got access. One swipe could expose their eye gates to just the lust of this world, if you know what I mean. One swipe. There are so many young kids, young children addicted to these nasty movies. Let me say that. Young children, this stuff starting in middle school. If you can homeschool, which I regret, if you can homeschool your kids. If you have the time, if you have the patience, if you have the resources. I regret I didn't do it. I don't care what anybody say. I regret I didn't do it. If I would have had the information I had now, I would have done it from the jump. Because it's just too much out there. Too much out there. And parents got to be so careful now, because it's just, and it's a lot. It's a lot to be trying to manage, your children's devices and monitor what they're getting themselves into. And even if they don't use their device, they can get their friend's device. Oh yeah, it rubs off, Takesha. Oh, it rubs off there. You don't have to tell me. I've experienced it too. I've experienced it, because you're trying to raise your children one way. And one thing I don't do, this is what I don't do, because I know this could turn out either way, right? What I don't do is I don't judge other people's children, and I don't make them feel bad because how they're being raised, right? I don't, that's something I don't do. But I do try to teach my children that your friends' struggles are not your struggles. Because sometimes our friends, your children friends could be experiencing things, and because they're experiencing certain things and your child doesn't know what that is, right? They want to take on, they want to have some issues. I've experienced that. Like, you don't have that issue. No, I'm not going to be judging your friends or trying to choose your friends, but at the same time, you got to know how to what's that? 1 Corinthians 15:13. Is it 1 Corinthians? Bad company corrupts good morals. You got to teach them. Birds of a feather flock together. Eventually, somebody's going to rub off on somebody. Either they're going to become like you or you like them. But I tried to keep my children like well-rounded and help them kind of understand, yes, everybody's upbringing is different, but I try not to have that judgmental mindset, because I knew when I grew up, I had friends whose parents were like that. So I didn't try to do that. I tried not to be that way with other children. Like, because some parents just think their kids are so innocent. And I used to hang around, because see, I was one of them ones where the parents, I didn't have my mom. So I was kind of, I won't say the wild one, but I didn't have no, I didn't have no decorum per se when I was younger. I was a little rough around the edges, I was sweet, but a little rough around the edges, according to, the adults at that time. But them girls that I used to hang around, who parents thought they were innocent, them girls were doing stuff I wasn't doing at that time. I didn't know what half of that stuff was. I learned the bad stuff from them. When their parents were worried about them being around me, no, I learned all that bad stuff I learned from my friends whose parents thought they were just innocent. That's why I never put anything past my children. No matter how sweet and innocent they look, you don't put anything past your children, because you don't be with your children 24/7. These kids do things. We got to remember when we were children. I remember when I was younger, I know I did stuff when my grandma wasn't looking. So I know these children doing the same thing. Only thing I try to teach my children, just be honest with me, because I don't want to be out here looking like a fool. Be honest with me. Don't lie to my face. If I'm asking you something and you don't got yourself in trouble, be honest with me. That's it. Because I don't know. I can't say what you did and didn't do. Because you have them parents. Some parents swear their children be innocent. And them children, we know these children lie. These children lie to us in our face. With a straight face too. They will lie. But that's why I try to teach my children, just be honest with me so I can know what I'm getting myself into. So I won't be out here looking like a fool. Right? So that's it. That's all I ask for. Just try to be honest and open. Because I know I used to do stuff I ain't have no darn business when my grandma wasn't around. Cursing and carrying on, knowing my grandmother light my butt up if she caught me using them words I was using. And we do stuff like, children do things like that because they're children. That's why you have to monitor children, guide children, tell them, what's right and what's wrong, and correct them. That's why, what was that saying about you leave a child to itself? It is the scripture. You can't leave a child to itself, or it'll be, it'll self-destruct or something like that. Yes, Patty, that's true too. Yep, that's true too, Patty. But yeah, so that's my main thing as far as dealing with children. No, that's not true. Because kids, they know. Them kids, they were born. Look, them kids coming to the world lying. They born into this world lying. They don't. Yeah, they know. How many kids we don't saw? Did you pee pee? Look, Johnny, did you potty in your clothes? Did you pee pee in your clothes? No. And water running down their leg. Look, the water just running down their leg. No, I didn't pee pee. I didn't potty in my clothes. Little Johnny, did you poop in your clothes? No. And little Johnny smelled like a dead rat. Little Johnny smelled like a dead rat. He done stunk up the house, and he telling you no. Children will lie to you. They'll lie to you. They will. Now they're honest. If you ask them something, sometimes they don't hold back. They don't, yeah. They don't hold back. Yeah, they don't hold back. They don't hold back. But them kids, they will tell the tale right to your face. Especially if they get caught. Little Johnny, did you eat the last cookie out the cookie jar? No. And you see all the crumbs just falling down the side of their face. It depends. It depends. But yeah, that's what I want to come tell you all. Misery loves company. And we got to be careful in these times because people just trying to harm you. They want to hurt you without getting caught. That's why you have to stay prayed up. You have to stay in the spirit. Exactly. But that's how it is, Carol, unfortunately. And sometimes, and some people don't believe that you can do your best. You can raise your child the best you know how. You can, love them and try to, teach them to be respectful. And, you did the best you could. And some people don't believe you can do all you can do. That's where some mothers, some parents have to learn to let go and learn to ask God to turn this situation around. Because some of you all, y'all did all you could do. You tried your best. You gave what you can give, what you had to give. You sacrificed. You did all you can do to make sure little Johnny go on the right path. And little Johnny still want to go down the wrong path. And y'all feel like y'all horrible moms. Somebody feel like a horrible mom. You don't beat yourself up. You embarrassed. You're ashamed. And people look at you too, like, who raised you? who raised you? Got to blame the people who raised you. No, when you become a certain age, you responsible for yourself. I'm not gonna just put all the blame on you. Exactly. That's their decision, Patty. That's their decision. Regardless of how well, how prepared, how loving, caring, support, regardless of what you've done, that responsibility still goes back on that child. Especially when they got a choice to do what's good and do what's bad, to do what's right, to do what's wrong. Even in some of the decisions I've made out of ignorance, I still take responsibility for my decisions. Oh yeah, they'll do it all the time, Takesha. Try to make you feel bad because they don't want to take accountability. I tell my devil is a lie. You gonna eat that. I love you, but you gonna eat them decisions you made. And the reason I stand firm on the reason y'all heard my story, the reason I stand firm on what I believe, right? The reason I stand so firm on it because of my upbringing. Like I told my children, my upbringing, I didn't have what they had. Even if I didn't do what I could do, even if I didn't do my best, say I didn't do my best, or they wasn't protected, or I let everybody come around them and abuse them, and say I didn't do it, still don't have an excuse. Because once you become an adult, you're responsible for your own stuff. If your mama did something wrong to you, go get you some help. Confront your mom. Confront her. And say, Mom, I didn't like when you did this. You brought me up this type of way. This hurt me. That's all. Bring it to their attention. Sometimes parents, we be going on with our lives and trying to work. We don't be knowing if we don't say something or did something. But like I was saying, I told my kids, y'all ain't gonna have no excuse. Y'all ain't gonna make me feel bad. Ain't nobody gonna make me feel bad for parenting, how I parent. Oh, people tried it. I had some people to try it. Nobody's not gonna make me feel bad. Because I know I didn't abuse my kids. I didn't talk down on them. I provided what I could. I tried to teach them, love them, care for them. But one thing I would not do is stand on I would not condone wrong. That's what I won't do. That's what I won't do. Because I told my children, I grew up way worse than how y'all grew up. And I'm not making an excuse. I don't hate my mama. I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming my dad. They didn't raise me. My parents didn't raise me. My grandmothers raised me. They never been to no awards, banquet, all this stuff people say they need to live. And you know, all this stuff, you know, I was trying to provide for my children out of brokenness. They never did any of that. Of course, I was hurt and had to deal with it. But that didn't stop me from wanting to do right and heal and get myself together and try to be a better parent. I didn't let that make me an abusive parent. Exactly, Jacqueline. That's what you do. Train up a child, even when they become prodigals. They know right from wrong. They know what's in them. They know what was instilled in them. That's what I tell parents. You know, as long as you know you did and you raised them the best you could, nothing you can't sit there and be beating yourself up. You can't sit there. Yeah. You can't beat yourself up. And see, what'll happen is you'll try to hold your children accountable, but you got a lot of family that are enablers. You got a lot of family members that are enablers because, see, people are selfish. They enable people for their own selfish gain. They don't enable. It's not love that they're doing. That's not love. And people think because somebody's on their side. I've been through this quite a few times. People think because somebody on their side and they condone their wrongdoing, they think that's love. Because see, we want what we want. We want what our flesh wants. But anybody who loves you, they're gonna tell you what's right. People see, these children got to know what love is. They got to know who's there for them, who's gonna be in their corner. Anybody that's agreeing to something that's gonna cause detriment to your life, they don't love you. They don't love you. Let your children know people who are agreeing to something, agreeing to you disrespecting your parents, and only thing they're trying to do is tell you what's right. People who agree to this foolishness, they don't love you. They don't love you. When I did my parenting 101 class, I shared, some of my story. But people tend to think because somebody stand with you, they think that's love. That's not love. People do things for their own selfish gain, and then they find out later that these people never really cared for them. Oh, it's gonna come a time Yes, there's going to come a time when you're going to see the truth about a person. My grandmother always said, truth outlive a lie any day. The true intentions of people will outlive that enabling lying spirit. Because when you fall flat on your behind, who gonna be there for you? I don't know redeemed by God. You know, I wasn't really you know, it wasn't put in my spirit to do another class. Because I didn't record the class. It was kind of a live class. You know, I really didn't, you know, I wasn't led to record it. It was just something for the people at that time who, you know, signed up. And that's what we got to believe. See, I can rest in. See, what I had to learn, because I was still unhealed and dealing with issues, right? What I had to learn is to know, as long as I did everything that I could do. Because see, what people will do is, let me tell you what people will do, because it was done to me. People will take a little incident or some issue you having with your children, because, and this is spiritual warfare right here too. They'll take a little incident or little mishap, little misunderstanding. You know, you're gonna go through stuff with the children, little, you know, I ain't gonna say a little, some difficulties or a challenge that you're having with your child. And the people who don't have your best interest, nor the people who have your child's best interest, they'll use that instance to get that child on their side, to go against you because they don't like you. And I keep talking about this because people need to hear this. Because they think they're alone. No, you ain't alone. But when you in the spirit and you know, God will show you. God will show you. See, people will throw rocks and hide their hands. People will enable the situation and make the situation worse. Then they fall back like they didn't have anything to do with it when things don't go their way. Oh, when they have to see the true character of that child. When they have to see what you were dealing with, now they want to slide out the way and they want to push that child back. No, 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 no. You deal with it. You deal with it. Because when I was trying to nip it in the bud, when I was trying to, because see, the parents, we know these children. We know our children, just like our children know us. Because we're around our children 24/7. Our children are around us. They know our character. They know us. They know what strings to pull. They know what makes us mad. They know us. Oh, trust me, they know us. These children know us. Yes. Oh, yes, Kara, it is. It sucks. But it is what it is. Because, you know, we can't control and force, you know, things on people. It's a lot of stuff that we can't really force and you know, trying to control and, you know, we can't do a lot of those things. Sometimes you got to let well enough alone and let, you know, let the process play out like I did. Had to let the process play out. You let the story unfold, and you just pray in the background. You let the story unfold. You go find your peace during that time. You go find your peace and healing. Cause see, people want you to worry. See, in my situation, people thought I was gonna sit there and worry and have bags down here. You know, I already got some little natural bags. I got some little, you know, natural. But see, folks thought I was gonna be worried. And I was going to be losing sleep. I wasn't about to do that because I was praying, and I was praying in the spirit. I was like, Lord, help me. Help me deal with this. Take this pain from me. I know my prayers work. And I didn't care what anybody said, because see, people want to make you feel bad. You know, I had people to slander me, talk about me like a dog. Like they say in the old days, talk about me like a dog. But guess what? I had to eat that. I had to walk in that. I had to say, you know what? There's nothing I can do. I say, Lord, you vindicate me. You vindicate me. And I had to leave it as that. And did I get my vindication? I sleep good at night. That's my vindication. I'm looking good. Y'all see me looking good? Smelling good. Healthy. Oh, he vindicated me. Because I was going to refuse to play that miserable game with folks. Because, see, people want to, that's why I say misery love company. See, they wanted me to play that miserable game with them. I wasn't finna do that. I wasn't finna do that. And I was like, Lord, this is not my fight. I saw this mess coming far off. And I say, this is not my fight, Lord. You're going to have to help me get through this. And every day I had to go ask God to forgive, ask God to help me forgive at the same time. And this was a hard pill to swallow. This was a hard pill to swallow. I don't know if I want to do a book or not about this, but I think I'm led to write a book about the spiritual warfare I went through. I went through some spiritual warfare, dealing with my child and the people connected to him. Spiritual warfare. But guess what I had to learn how to do? Humble myself. Guess what I had to learn how to do? Pray more. Fast more. Forgive more. Because I wasn't finna let that take me out. When you know what the devil is doing, when you know his schemes, you can know how to move. You learn how to move accordingly. You learn how to move accordingly. Because I really didn't tell people all of my story. See, I only told the part that kind of the surface stuff. Because, you know, you don't want to, you know, open yourself up so much to let people know too much about you. Because, you know, we are online. Anybody could look at this, which that's okay. But that's why I could talk about the devil will use your own children against you. People don't know the snakes and the warfare and the things that I had to get over, listening, coming out of my own son's mouth against me. Which I know it was the enemy. I know it was the enemy, his venom. Yes, Patty. But in my case, you know, I'm led, you know, when God gave me this channel, I'm led by the Spirit. I'm led. If God tell me to release it, I got to release it. And this is not to make anyone look bad or anything like that. But when the time come, even with my own stuff, he already told me, when I have to release something, I'm going to have to release it. I'm going to have to release it when the time comes. But people don't understand, see, because you be quiet. See, folks only hear one side of the story. Just like this my side of the story. And I'm telling you all, the people who I'm talking about, they got their own side. There's my side, their side, and then the truth. Oh, wow, Takesha. Oh, wow. So, Kara, how did she do that? Now, them your kids, them your children now. She shouldn't be able to do that now. Unless you were not able. Greta, in prayer, I stayed on my knees. I went to see, because me, I'm the type, I don't like things controlling me. I don't like going through, see, I've been through enough spiritual warfare. I've been through enough of people controlling me emotionally because I wasn't healed. People controlling me, telling me what to do, trying to control how I move and stuff. I had to heal from that. And I healed through prayer and fasting. I did a lot of prayer and fasting, honey. Like the words say, this kind only come out through prayer and fasting. I had a this kind. Whatever that kind was that I was dealing with, I know it came out through prayer and fasting. Oh yeah, Patty. Yeah, they got yes. And that's what, see, that's why God don't like liars. Because he know the God don't like liars, because he know the harm a liar could do to a person's life. He know. That's why he don't like people lying and rivalry and discord. He don't like that, because he know the relationships that are torn apart. He know the families that are torn apart. He know the children and the parents relationships that are torn apart, which could have been restored. But you got people in the mix keeping up confusion for their own selfish gain. Yes, it causes some major damage to Keisha. But you got people in the mix worried about their own selfish gain. About their own selfish gain. They'll lie, say whatever. And these type of people are dangerous. These are the type of people we shouldn't be around. Shouldn't be breaking bread with. Yes, you can forgive people. Yes, you can. But you don't be around a liar. You can't trust a liar. Yes, you do. You're going to always remember, Greta. See, people think forgiveness is you forgetting. You're not going to forget. The sting will be taken away. God said he'll forgive us as far as the east is from the west. And forgiveness just means to let go. That's it. Let go of the offense. I don't know why we're making it something else extra. Just let go. You know what? I'm going to let that go. You know, because I got to look at this this what helped me let go. Let me tell you, when I was going through my prayer and before I healed, this is what helped me let go of the people who was up instigating these lies. I had to look at each one of these people's lives. I had to look at each one of their lives, right? And I had to look at what type of fruit they were bearing in their life. That's what helped me to let go. One person I looked at, I just like, you know what? She just as miserable as she wants to be. Lord, it's not her fault. She got to do her own healing. The other person, I'm like, she just is confused. And then I'm like, the people who were they're just full of, that's who they are. That's what helped me. That's what helped me. I'm like, I had to look at the type of people that were surrounding this situation, and I had to look at their life. That's what helped me. And another thing that helped me was not to be hypocritical. I had to look at the things that I've done to people that I wanted God to forgive me for. This was the main one. This was the main one right here, because this was a process. You just can't forgive like that. You only can forgive like this when you get to a spiritual place, when you graduate spiritually on a different level. You can forgive like this when you get to that spiritual place. But in the beginning, you're not going to be able to forgive like this. You have to keep going back, keep going back. But this will help me. I looked at my own stuff, because I wasn't always perfect. I didn't always do things right. I didn't always do things right. And I read where in the word it says, if you want God to forgive you of your trespasses, you're going to have to give others for their trespasses. That's what helped me. Then I looked at the people's lives who were intertwined with this mess that I was going through. And I'm like, you know what? These people, they're miserable. They got too much going on. That's how I was able to help me forgive and let go. Now, do I associate with them no more? No, I don't associate with them. I don't want to talk to them. I'm done. I don't want to deal with them at all. People may say that's cold, or you're still in unforgiveness. So people think because you don't want to subject yourself back to any more pain and lies and hurt, they think you haven't forgiven. No, I have forgiven. I'm just not stupid. I will not give you another knife to stab me in the back. At this point, if you went to that extreme, yes, I could forgive you, but I could never trust you again. That's what people don't understand. Exactly, Greta. It doesn't mean to go back into the relationship, reconcile. That'll be unwise of you, chosen one. Because if a person, my grandmother told me, if a person will lie on you, they will unalive you. They will take from you. My grandmother told me that. And when I got older and I looked at it, if a person can go to the magnitude of telling a lie, like something made up, something that's not true, they'll take from you. So we got to be wise, especially in these times. In these times, you got to move accordingly. When you're dealing with the liar, when you're dealing with gossipers, when you're dealing with miserable people, the best place to move is out the way. I was going to come do a live on that, but I'm going to add this in on the back of this message right here. The best place to move when you're dealing with people who are lying, they're causing discord, they're always backbiting, they can't communicate with you, it's always confusion. The best place to move is out of the way. There's no time to say, let us talk about it and figure it. No. Nope. That's not, nope. No, that's not wise. The best place to move is out of the way. And see, people are notorious for this who have mistreated you, who don't want to take accountability. They are notorious for this. They are notorious for going and hiding and letting time pass by, letting years pass by, thinking you will forget, thinking just because time has gone and passed on. No, you didn't sit and dwell. You didn't hold it against them. They think because time has passed and moved on, they think that you have forgotten and you are going to allow them back into your space in your life. No, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. You broke all trust. And people got to understand, and people around you, they will get upset because you don't want to deal with these people. Because they think because you're a mom. No. When your children get to the point where they want to lie on you and they want to slander you because they're upset because you don't agree with something, and they just want to slander your name and just try to make you look bad as a mom, you can never trust that child again. I'm sorry. You can never trust that child. You can love your child. You can be there for them. But when it comes to trust, that trust has been broken. Because they were so selfish and couldn't control themselves that they had to satisfy their lust. They had to satisfy their lust and their desires. I'm gonna make you look bad. And when they see it didn't work, now they want to come around after they see it didn't work. And you were okay with that because you know who you are and you know what you did. You know who you were as a mother. And they see it didn't work because the God you serve looking out for you. taking care of you, and you praying for them while they slandering you, we're not the same. You being taken over by your lust, and that mother is over there praying in love, praying the same one who's out to harm her. Yeah, praying, crying out to God, fasting. Lord, I don't know what happened, or but when you're dealing with these type of spirits, and see, some of these spirits are generational, and that's why I say people who are around your children, they don't have your children's best interest. And unfortunately, you got some people that are miserable. They're working these spells on their own grandkids. They're working these spells on their own grandkids, their own children. Anybody who they can't have their way with, they're out here opening up these spells, trying to do witchcraft. Because it's real. It's real. It's real. Planting these seeds. That's why you got to pray for your children and let God lead you. When God tells you, okay, this is when you could let this, invite this person back to your house, or this is, you got to reconcile this. You got to be led by the Spirit. You got to be led by the Spirit, because you got some of these children, their very own grandmothers, mothers are causing, harm, making these kids lose their mind, making these kids hate their own parents. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. But the responsibility still falls down on the one who makes the decision. And these people are not getting in the way. That's why you have to pray and continue to cover your bloodline, because you're covering the bloodline, and people still doing stuff that is contaminating the bloodline. They are still doing things to contaminate the bloodline. So that's what I want to come talk to you all about. I got to get ready to take my girls to the dentist. But y'all be blessed. Y'all be blessed. And we'll come back and talk. Okay? I'll come back and talk about this a little later. But y'all be blessed, okay?